Okay, class, so today we're going to be reviewing plotting points on a coordinate plane. So to do that, if you remember, that's going to be talking about your x and your y. It's going over the rule for input and output tables, and it's going to be following the rule of going in the elevator and up the elevator. Okay, class, so we're going to go ahead now and look at our coordinate grid. So remember that we do plot on the first quadrant. So you can see here that we have our coordinate plane, our grid, where we're going to be graphing. You can see that we have one going horizontally, one side going horizontally from 0 to 10, then we have one going vertically from 0 to 10. So if you remember from our lessons in class, okay, what we're going to go ahead and have here is the one going horizontally, which means from left to right, is what we're going to label our x-axis. And the one going vertically from top to bottom or bottom to top is what we're going to label our y-axis, okay? And as soon as we do that, it's very important for us to also remember that when we are looking at our ordered pairs here, remember that this is supposed to represent an input-output table. And I know that when I'm drawing my table or I'm looking for a rule, that my left is always my x and my right is my y. So for example, if I had to redo this as a table, it would look a little like this. You would have x and then you would have your y. And so if I had that, then this would be what my table would look like. And each one of these would represent the x and the y. And if I also remember anything about my x and my y, I do remember that for my x, I always go what we call in the elevator. And then we call our y up the elevator. So then I would go up. Okay, so I always go in and then I go up whenever I'm going to plot any points. So doing that, let's go ahead and start with our first one. So my first one says I'm going to go in 3. So I would go ahead and on my x-axis, I would go in 1, 2, 3. And then I would have to go up 4. So then I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I do that, I would assume wherever they intersect, which means where they cross, that's where I would put my first point. And now on there, remember that I can put different things to represent where they intersect. I can put a shape. I can put a letter. So this could be a letter point A, right? I could also just put my actual ordered pair. I could write in there, instead of writing A, I could write that this is point 3, 4. Okay? So that would be my first one. So then let's go ahead and do number 2. Number 2 says I'm going to go in 6 and I'm going to go up 2. So I would go again and I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I go in 6, and then I have to go up 2, 1, 2. So where they intersect is where I'm going to put my point. I could again label it with a letter B if I wanted to, right? That I'm still going in order with the letters, or I could just put 0.62, okay? Next one we have is 0, 9. So when we have this 0 right here, what's very important for us to remember is if I'm going in 0, that means I'm going in nothing. On my x-axis, I don't have to go in anything. It starts right here at 0, and then I'm just going to go up 9, because if I go in 0, I go in nothing. So 0, and then if I go up 9, my point where they intersect would be right there. And once they intersect there, that I again could label as point C, or I could just put the actual ordered pair number, which is 0, 9, because that's where it's located. The next one we have for number 4 says 9, 0. So again, this is my in, do not forget that, and then this is my up. So I'm going to go in the elevator 9, and then I'm going to go up 0. So if I go up 0, I'm not going to go up anything. So this would be where they intersect. So opposite of the one before it, where it was go in 0, go up 9, this one is up 9 on the y-axis and it's on the 0 for the x-axis. This one is on 9 for the x-axis, but 0 for the y because I didn't go up anything. So this one could then be point D, or again, I could label it 9, 0. The next one we have is 0, 0. Now this one is very important because if you remember, what we call 0, 0 is actually our point of origin. And if you remember what that means, point of origin. The word origin means where something originates, where something starts, okay? So 0, 0. So if I go in 0, that means I'm not going in anything. I go up 0, my point would be right here. This, we could again label it point E, or I could just put the ordered pair of 0, 0. And that is your starting point. So that's your point of origin. That's a very important vocabulary word, and it's very important that you guys remember that because that will be on your assignment later in the week. So then we have last point is 5, 7. So again, I'm going to go in to the x-axis 5, and I'm going to go up the y-axis 7. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be where they intersect. I could label it point F, or I could just put my ordered pair 5, 7. Okay, and so on this one, it's just going over the ordered pairs. It's going over how to plot them on a coordinate grid. It's going over locating. So being able to really read the actual, the ordered pairs, remembering the rules of in the elevator, up the elevator, is going to help you with your assignment for this week. So again, if you have any questions, please make sure to send me a message, and I hope that the video was helpful.